Hello and welcome to the BCU Wildcat Football Insider. Lynn Thompson along with Terry Sims, the head football coach of the BCU Fighting Wildcats. And the Cats celebrated Senior Day this past Saturday in Daytona Beach Municipal Stadium, better known as the Jungle. 28 Wildcats played their last football game in the friendly confines of the Jungle, and they celebrated with a big victory over the Morgan State Bears, 41-28 in grand style. And Coach Sims, it was a brilliant offensive display led by senior quarterback Larry Brim. Larry throws for 5 touchdowns on the day, Coach. He went out in grand style. There were people who said, quite frankly, of 28 seniors, yeah, but there were 28 seniors who played their last game. Some of them who were seniors who earned, because of last year's big year of injuries, that earned an additional year. So there were, 9 guys who really earned another year, thus the big senior class for you.
Yeah, we originally would have had, 19, seniors coming this year, but with the guys that were injured last year that had to sit out for the season, they got an extra year. The NCAA granted them another year to play. And those guys, they've showed up big for us this year. I mean, we didn't have the season that we were looking for, but I think it's still a lot of positives in this football season.
Let's take a look at the positives now, the highlights from the big Senior Day win.
Last one in the Jungle. Just like I told y'all about homecoming. I ain't never had no bad game here. Y'all know what time it is.
Now the snap to Brim. Short drop. He will throw right side past the first down marker. Caught by Mitchell. Slips out of a tackle at the 45. Jukes again at the 42. Francis punting into the sun from right to left. Gets a huge bomb of one. Lands at the 15. Rolls inside the 10. And it turns towards the far sideline down to the 6-yard line. Snap to Brim. Play action to Tompkins. Pocket breaks down. He steps up. Throws to the 30. And it's caught. Good grab by Kevon Mitchell. Play action, pressured, steps out to the right, tosses on the run for Mitchell, back right end zone, and he brings it in. Touchdown, BCU. He will use a play action, rolls to the right, pressure, now throws back, near side, and it's intercepted by Sam Mark at the 21-yard line. Back-to-back weeks as Sam Mark comes away with a pick. He'll hand it off, counter to Walker, who's stopped in the backfield at the 7-yard line. Toddy Evans. The snap, hands it off. Ismay up the middle, stutter step 45, bounces at the 40. 2 defenders will have to take him down. Brim looks far side, throws to Davis, caught at the 29, breaks a tackle, cuts up 25-20. A foot race at the 10. Joel Davis is in pay dirt. Touchdown, maroon and gold. They throw tunnel screen, near side Davis, a juke at the 20s, at the 25, at the 30, and tripped up at the 37-yard line. 1st and 10, Wildcats. Short drop, pressured, steps up, and he's sacked by Marquez Ford inside the 20. Brim, deep drop, steps up, throws a deep pass right side, has Davis open, and Davis brings it at the 10, falls down inside with a 1st and goal. Bethune-Cookman.
That's all I'm saying.
Looks, throws, middle of the end zone, jumping catch made, touchdown! Bethune-Cookman, touchdown, Frank Brown.
That's what you want to see. Your seniors, it's Senior Day. Give them a chance to make plays.
It's senior night. Y'all know I got to get one in the first half. Second half going to be more crazy, though. Y'all stay tuned.
Blitz coming. Brim steps up, throws it down the left seam, and it's caught by Frank Brown. Muscles away from a defender, and he's tackled down at midfield. 1st and 10, Wildcats. Steps up. Brim airs it out, deep right side for Loomis at the 20, and he makes the catch, curls around a defender at the 19-yard line. Handoff. Tompkins takes it up the middle. He bursts the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, maroon and gold. shovel pass near side to Bird. He's at the 30, looks for the corner at the 25, jukes at the 20, tight over to the sideline, 15, 10, makes a tackle or misses the 5, and he's in.
That's
Touchdown! Bird's the word for BCU.
That's the future right there, baby. Number 12 out of Flagler Palm Coast High School.
Takes the snap, throws, far side, bullets it, caught by Davis at the 43, jukes a first down. Handoff, Jones to the left side of the 50, 45 at the 40, cuts at the hash to the 35 at the 30, and 3 Bears tumble him down at the 26-yard line. Another stick mover. Snap to Brim. Play action to Jones. Throws middle, open man, Loomis at the 5, and he tumbles in. Touchdown, Maroon and goal. Handoff, counter to the right for Chase, who is slung down. No gain in the play, and a beautiful tackle by 49, Delwan Beer. Drop, he throws as he's pressured to the right side at the 10, caught and then drilled and incomplete. Goodness gracious, Daquan Richardson. Play action, throws flat to Rigby, caught at the 19, he's at the 25, shoots out 30, far side 35, 40, 45 at the 50, and he's tumbling down inside the 45. A huge pickup for Cameron Rigby. Takes the snap, sweep far side to Chase, hit from the left side at the 30, runs out to the 27, the spot is short. And the Wildcats go undefeated at home in 2017 as the offense comes to life today. The final score, Bethune-Cookman 41, Morgan State 28.
Senior night, successful, another check. Classic next, but Central up next now. We ain't gonna forget about y'all now. It's over with.
On the road. From the MEAC SWAC Challenge to the Celebration Bowl, everyone is competing from start to finish. A MEAC championship is not only on the line, but so is a trip to the new Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Each game will count, from the first to the last. With dominating offenses and powerful defenses, we leave it all on the field. And at the end of the road, only one team will be standing as the MEAC football champion. And we'll see you in Atlanta on December 16th.
The biggest rivalry in HBCU sports is back on Saturday, November 18th. The Bethune-Cookman Wildcats and Florida A&M Rattlers return to the Camping World Stadium in Orlando for the Florida Blue Florida Classic. Be there for the 38th annual showdown, including the highly anticipated Battle of the Bands between the world-famous Marching Wildcats and Marching 100. Proceeds benefit scholarship programs at BCU and FAMU. Tickets are as low as $20. Get your tickets today at floridaclassic.org.
In the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, success for our student athletes isn't just measured by wins and losses, points on the scoreboard, or individual stats. It's also measured by their performance in the classroom, in the community, and ultimately graduation. Our student athletes aren't just playing to win a single game, they're playing to win at life. Because games end, but life keeps on going. The MEAC, educating student athletes for the game of life.
The DNA of Bethune-Cookman comes from the heart of a great woman whose legacy lives on today in each and every Wildcat.
I leave you love. I leave you hope.
I leave you a thirst for education.
I leave you faith.
I leave you, finally, a responsibility to our young people.
Great leaders always leave something for others to follow.
What will you leave us?
Welcome back to the Wildcat Football Insider. I'm Lynn Thompson. Terry Sims, our head coach. The Cats win 41-28 over Morgan State in senior day here at the Jungle in Daytona Beach, Florida. And Coach, you win it. You go to now 4-2 in league play, Coach, and that sets up a big road game this coming Saturday at North Carolina Central. The Cats continue to be in contention for the championship, Coach. But let's focus on this football game, and it was a tale of two halves. We clearly were the better football team, and on this day, we get out, we move the football extremely well. We score an opening touchdown on the second drive of the game, and then Morgan State, we hold them scoreless in the first quarter, and then they score 2 touchdowns in the second quarter. We kind of got into maybe a rut there in the second quarter where defensively we were out of place a little bit. Let's talk about that.
Well, yeah, first, just looking at our offense, Larry did a great job engineering, 2 great drives to go down and score, and then he put a third one together. We ended up getting the extra point blocked. But
and you were furious on that.
Yeah, because it was just a lack of focus on one of our guys' parts, a senior at that. A guy that knows better and knows what to do, just did not protect his inside gap, and that's where the guy came from to block the kick. But we got it corrected on the sideline, and the rest of the scores that we had that day, we didn't have any more leakage in there.
2 things that happened in the first half that really set the tone for second half, the explosion offensively. Giovanni Francis did what you expect him to do and had been waiting on him to do all year long. He flipped the football field first with a 74-yard punt.
He did, and I have to take my hat off to Giovanni, because he did a great job of just doing the small things, the little things that we coach, the things that he's been asked to do, week in and week out. He focused, he locked in, and he helped his football team out on Saturday.
Yeah, 8 punts for 48-yard average, but that 74-yarder downs it inside the 6-yard line. The Cats hold, we get a punt, we score.
Mm-hmm. And when you have a punter that can flip the field and help you win the field position battle, it's huge, because now your defense didn't have to start on a short field. It gives their offense a long field, and you have a better opportunity of stopping them, which we did, and we made them punt, and we ended up with the short field offensively, and we went in to score.
Now, we go up 7-0, Coach, and then Morgan cranks up their offense in the second quarter, and they score 2 touchdowns to go up 14-7. We then score 6 points and block the extra point they do, and then we establish a pattern going into the end of the half where we get, after they score, they try an onside kick.
Yeah, they tried the onside kick, just, it was a momentum thing for them. And they wanted to keep the momentum on their side for as long as they could, with us being at home and them feeling like we had an explosive offense. They wanted to keep the momentum, but the onside kick didn't work. The ball actually went out of bounds. The kicker, he mishit it, and it went out of bounds. And for us, we got the ball on the 35-yard line.
Less than a minute to go, we get the ball there. Coach Larry dumps one across the middle. He forces us to call a timeout. And then Jewel Davis, who was injured a couple of plays earlier, goes up top, 52 yards, catches the ball inside the red zone. 1 play later, Frank Brown, in traffic on a deep slant in the end zone, catches a touchdown.
Yeah, and most people might say, and I know we had a couple of our fans saying, let's run the clock out and go in, for halftime, but that's not our mentality, and it was a lot of time left on the clock, and we knew we had the firepower to score, so we just put it in Larry's hands and let him march the ball down the field. And we knew we had capable receivers, and Jewel and Frank went in and they did exactly what you expect them to do.
And that, it's so funny because there were people who were saying that, okay, senior day, you allow Larry Brim the luxury of playing the entire football game. But let's be blatantly honest here. This is a 2-quarterback system, and you expect to continue to play 2 quarterbacks. What happened this Saturday?
Well, it is a 2-quarterback system, as it has been, since we've been in Daytona.
Correct.
And it actually has been a 3-quarterback system at times. But on Saturday, Akivas had a little bit of an ankle injury, and we could have played him, but we didn't want to risk him, out there when we didn't have to. Mm-hmm. So we just let Larry stay in, and Larry continued to, move the offense, and he had confidence in himself, and the guys had confidence in him, so we just let it go.
As a matter of fact, a crucial part in the football game, less than 4 minutes to go in the game, you had to put a running quarterback in the game, and you put Akeem Dunham in.
We did. We needed a guy to go in to keep the chains moving, and didn't want to really get Larry banged up, with 4 minutes left in the game. So we put Akeem Dunham in, and when you put Dunham in the game, you understand that he's a guy, he's never going to hurt you. He's going to do exactly what you ask him to do. He's going to manage the offense, and he moved us down the field.
Okay. The Cats go into the locker room up 20-14, and when they come out exploding, and the rest is history.
On the road, From the MEAC SWAC Challenge to the Celebration Bowl, everyone is competing from start to finish. A MEAC championship is not only on the line, but so is a trip to the new Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Each game will count, from the first to the last. With dominating offenses and powerful defenses, we leave it all on the field. And at the end of the road, only one team will be standing as the MEAC football champion. And we'll see you in Atlanta on December 16th.
The biggest rivalry in HBCU sports is back on Saturday, November 18th. The Bethune-Cookman Wildcats and Florida A&M Rattlers return to the Camping World Stadium in Orlando for the Florida Blue Florida Classic. Be there for the 38th annual showdown, including the highly anticipated Battle of the Bands between the world-famous Marching Wildcats and Marching 100. Proceeds benefit scholarship programs at BCU and FAMU. Tickets are as low as $20. Get your tickets today at floridaclassic.org.
In the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, success for our student athletes isn't just measured by wins and losses, points on the scoreboard, or individual stats. It's also measured by their performance in the classroom, in the community, and ultimately graduation. Our student athletes aren't just playing to win a single game, they're playing to win at life. Because games end, but life keeps on going. The MEAC, educating student athletes for the game of life.
Welcome back to the BCU Wildcat Football Insider. I'm Lynn Thompson along with Terry Sims. We're recapping the big Senior Day win over Morgan State, 41-28. The Cats went into the half up 20-14, and they came out with a reckless abandon and scored 2 quick touchdowns en route to a 41-28 win in Daytona Beach. And Coach, what did you say in the locker room at the half that really set the stage for this offensive explosion?
Well, it was simple, and we really have been talking about finish the last few weeks, just going out, finishing the job that we started, and we knew we had to send these seniors out in a special way and go undefeated at home and make sure these guys enjoy their last game at home, their last game in the jungle, and I think that really got to the guys, and they understood that we had to go out and make a stand to come out, and we knew we had to come out and start fast to put some more points on the board so we could absorb any other momentum swings that would come during the football game.
Okay, we get the second half kickoff, Coach, and we drive immediately down the field, 5 plays, and you're in the end zone. A beautiful run up the middle, Jamaris Tompkins, and this guy takes it up the middle, Coach, 20 yards, untouched.
Anytime JT touches the ball, you can look for something special to happen. He's a guy that works hard. He does everything right. He's a guy that's going to work hard in practice. He's going to work hard, in the film room, and it produces good results on Saturday.
Coach, we get the football back. 6 minutes later, we stop Morgan State. We get the ball back. We drive immediately down the field again. Keshawn Bird, Coach, you give him the little flip pass, trying to get a first down. He tiptoes down the sidelines. 24 yards later, he's into pay dirt.
He is, and Bird is a special guy, and I think he'll be a household name in this conference for some years to come. He's a powerful guy. He has speed, and when you watch that play, he broke 3 tackles, and we were honestly looking to get a first down out of that to keep the clock going, to keep the chains moving. But, he broke the 3 tackles and ended up getting in the end zone and scoring for us.
Coach, we stopped them way back in the soup, as Larry Wesley likes to call it. But I'll tell you what, Eric Harrell from Morgan State, a phenomenal 87-yard touchdown run. He broke about 6-7 tackles. This guy made a tremendous run, gets them back on the board. But we respond. We go back down the field. 2 minutes later, and Jaquan Loomis with a tremendous catch over the middle, and he barrels into the end zone, a 23-yard touchdown pass from Larry.
Just excited for that guy, excited to allow Loomis an opportunity to get a touchdown because he's in there, he's blocking, he's doing the things that tight ends do, he's stretching the field, he's running routes and pulling safeties away from the receivers a lot. So it was just great to see him have an opportunity to go out and get a touchdown on Senior Day and finish out his career at home.
He actually had a tremendous one-hand grab over on the sidelines, too.
He did, and those are the plays that you're used to seeing Loomis make. That was his claim to fame the last couple of years, making those tough catches on the sideline and moving the chains, and he did just that on Saturday.
Defensively, Coach, we pitched a shutout in the fourth quarter, and Morgan controlled the ball in the fourth quarter, Coach. They won the time of possession battle. We win virtually everything else. They were able to nickel and dime it, but we did not let them in the end zone in the fourth quarter, and we walk away with the 41-28 win.
Yeah, and you know, honestly, we had to sub some guys on defense and get some more guys in there to get some playing time. And those guys that were in the game at that point in time, they just took pride in being out on the field and having an opportunity to contribute to this football team, and they end up holding them.
Yeah, we noticed you played a lot of different players defensively.
We had to. We had to get some more guys out there. And, you know, with football and being this time of the year, you're going to have guys banged up and nicked up. And as much as you can get, you know, new guys on the field and get all these guys playing time, you have to.
Coach, another tremendous day. Larry Brum, 25 out of 32, no interceptions for 83 yards and 5 touchdowns.
It's the fourth week in a row that Larry Brum is the only quarterback in the conference without an interception. So, you know, I think that's big. That's big with him doing that and having the numbers that he has for the last few weeks. It just shows his dedication and you know, the work that he puts in.
No turnovers on the day, Coach, and it seems to be this is the case. When we don't turn the football over, we win.
No question.
We'll come back in just a few moments. We'll go around the league, and we'll be prepared to wrap things up.
On the road, from the MEAC SWAC Challenge to the Celebration Bowl, everyone is competing from start to finish. A MEAC championship is not only on the line, but so is a trip to the new Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Each game will count, from the first to the last. With dominating offenses and powerful defenses, we leave it all on the field. And at the end of the road, only one team will be standing as the MEAC football champion. And we'll see you in Atlanta on December 16th.
The biggest rivalry in HBCU sports is back on Saturday, November 18th. The Bethune-Cookman Wildcats and Florida A&M Rattlers return to the Camping World Stadium in Orlando for the Florida Blue Florida Classic. Be there for the 38th annual showdown, including the highly anticipated Battle of the Bands between the world-famous Marching Wildcats and Marching 100. Proceeds benefit scholarship programs at BCU and FAMU. Tickets are as low as $20. Get your tickets today at floridaclassic.org.
In the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, success for our student athletes isn't just measured by wins and losses, points on the scoreboard, or individual stats. It's also measured by their performance in the classroom, in the community, and ultimately graduation. Our student athletes aren't just playing to win a single game, they're playing to win at life. Because games end, but life keeps on going. The MEAC, educating student athletes for the game of life.
The DNA of Bethune-Cookman comes from the heart of a great woman whose legacy lives on today in each and every Wildcat.
I leave you love. I leave you hope.
I leave you a thirst for education.
I leave you faith.
I leave you, finally, a responsibility to our young people.
Great leaders always leave something for others to follow.
What will you leave us?
Thanks for coming back with us here on the Wildcat Football Insider. We close the books now on Senior Day 2017 with a 41-28 win over Morgan State. Terry Sims, Coach, it was just a great way to send those seniors out in grand style. Now we've got 2 huge football games, one of which is going to be this coming Saturday at 2 p.m. in Durham, North Carolina, against the North Carolina Central Eagles.
We will. We'll have another tough game, and as I've said all year, a lot of parity in this league, and you know, Central, they lost one of their quarterbacks early in the season, but they've been playing a true freshman and another guy that was their backup. They've been kind of splitting time with those guys, and they've been getting the job done, moving the football up and down the field, and you know, they're throwing the ball well this year, so our secondary has to be ready to meet the challenge.
Those are the defending champs, those Eagles, and they're still in the middle of the hunt. So are we, but we've got to go there and play a masterful football game and we owe those guys something, Coach. They came to Daytona Beach last year, and they won in Daytona, first time in a long time.
Yeah, they did, and you know, you can take nothing away from them. They came in and I think they had a game probably as close as we did with Savannah State. I think they had 3 penalties or 4 penalties that game. If you don't turn the ball over, you don't really have penalties, you're going to win a football game. And they came in and played a great game last year, and they ended up winning.
Okay, now let's go around the league. Coach, here's a surprise. FAMU led Howard for most of the game. Howard explodes in the last quarter for 3 touchdowns and leave Tallahassee with a 37-26 win. Howard now still 5-1 in league play, 6-3 overall. North Carolina A&T still undefeated, 6-0 in league play, 9-0, and ranked 6th in the nation, 35-7 at Norfolk State. Morgan comes to Daytona Beach. We win that one 41-28. Savannah State beats Dell State in Savannah 35-21. And North Carolina Central goes to Hampton, Coach, and gives Hampton their 2nd consecutive MEAC loss, 14-6 in a football game that was a toss-up. But nonetheless, Hampton now falls to the 4-2 mark, and Central 5-1, and that sets the stage for us in Durham this Saturday.
It does, and you know, watching that Central Hampton game, and we've already played Hampton. It was a great game, and I think really all the points were scored in the first half. Mm-hmm. So it was a slugfest, and I think looking at both of those teams play and watching Central put drives together, and I think when you watch both teams, no one really finished at the end. But with Central being up, they ended up hanging on and closing out with the win.
Okay, so now let's talk about this. The 9th game of the year, Coach, and the expectation is that teams need to finish at this point in time. You've got now your special teams really working in your favor. You got a relatively healthy ball club. You got a 2-quarterback offense, and one of them you sat this past week. You've got a 5th-year senior quarterback who's playing the best football of his career. What will it take for us to go to Durham, to play both sides of the ball well, and to leave there with the win that you expect us to come back with?
I think we have to put together drives as we did on Saturday and eliminate our penalties and eliminate the personal mistakes that we have that cause us to have penalties. If we do that, I think we'll be fine.
Okay, well, the Cats are going to be leaving, going to Durham. It's a 2 p.m. kickoff. If you're able to make it, we'd love to have you there. If you can't, make sure you log into the Cat Eye Radio Network or the Cat Eye Network to live stream it. Hey, make sure you join us on Thursday night at the 90 Degrees Sports Grill for the Terry Sims Show. We'd love to have you there. We certainly thank you for following us this year. The Cats are going to go on the road for the last home road game of the year, and it's Durham, 2 p.m., the Cats and the Eagles. For Terry Sims and the Wildcats, I'm Lynn Thompson. We'll see you at Durham, North Carolina, 2 p.m. kickoff for a big MEAC conference football game. Take care.